implement one story. Okay, the story of today's story is basically Salesforce is a database, and we as an admin have to learn how one or multiple data can be inserted inside Salesforce. Okay, one or multiple data, correct data basically. See, problem is like, Salesforce can be implemented, but if the data that has been entered by the sales executive or the other business user, if the data is not correct, what do you mean by data is not correct? It means data might have a spelling mistake, the data might have a maybe so the suppose the city name is not full, right? So if the data is not correct, then the garbage value will be a lot in the system, and the whole purpose of the system is what? To produce report out of the correct generated out of the correct data. It cannot be done. Right, so we will have to learn how you as an admin can make sure only the right set of formatted data can be inserted. So for that we have something called validation rule. Okay, so Salesforce has a process called validation rule, which we as an admin have to set, which will help the business to enter the correct set of data. For an example, let's say um, opportunity amount. So if the whenever you create or update an opportunity data, if the amount is less than 100, then there will be some error that the opportunity amount is very less, we cannot accept it. Or the if suppose the when you are creating the data, right, when you are creating a brand new data, it cannot be existing customer. Or when you create a new opportunity, description cannot be blank. It could be anything, right? It could be anything, whatever is needed to make the data correct. All this thing we handle through something called validation rule. Okay, so we will set up a validation rule which will help us to enter the opportunity amount more than 100, not less than 100. How to do that? Very simple. You as an admin have to go here, setup, and look for validation rule. Sorry, object manager. When you go to object manager, what is that object? Opportunity, right? Go to that object, and if you go to the object detail page, here you see something called validation rule somewhere in the end. So for this opportunity object, you can write validation as many as you want, and based on the validation, the data will be corrected. I mean, the correct data will be onboarded. How? Let's create a new validation rule. So what is validation rule? Validation rule is a rule that admin writes in the system, which will fire whenever the record is created or updated, not in the deletion. Whenever a record is created or updated, if the rule criteria doesn't match, like here in the criteria is what? Amount should be greater than 100. If it is less than 100, then there will be an error. Correct? That's how it works. So let's say I'm giving a name as amount can never be less than 100. Okay, this is the name, this is the active flag, you have to make it active every time. And then here you have to write the formula, the criteria. What is the criteria? Amount. If the amount is less than 100, so select the field called amount, insert field, opportunity amount. I've selected. Okay, insert. Less than, so you can put here, we have a lot of operatives, like plus, minus, less than, greater than, all this thing, right? So you can choose from here, or you can like choose like this. Okay, so if the amount less than 1100, then what will happen? There'll be an error message. What is the error message? Amount can not be less than 100. Simple. When you write the rule, validation rule, and when you try to throw the error message, there are two possibilities. One, you can throw the error message right on top of this here, like here, or right below the field. Let's say the business user is not able to understand where exactly the problem is, right? So you can show the error message below amount field or below whatever field. For that, you have to select here field. Okay, see this. This is your error message, and this is your error location. Location could be top of the page, location could be the field. So I'm selecting here amount. So what's going to happen if I save? If you create an opportunity with less than 100 amount, there it will be an error. The error message will be amount cannot be less than 100. An error location would be just below amount field. Okay, let's try this out. I'm putting 80. Opportunity name is this, stage is this. Check this out. I got this error message called, no, not this one. Do you see this error message called amount cannot be less than 100? This is coming because there is a validation rule which is validating the data. Any question? Hmm. The error location, if I put it on top of the page, right? Then if I save, see the error, actually it doesn't come on top of the page, it comes over here. I mean, this is little confusing where exactly the problem is. So better to put that error message below the particular field only. Guys, any question?
No.
No? All good? Okay. Okay, now we will see how this validation rule will prevent the data when you. So first of all, we'll have to learn now when you see as an admin, right? It's a regular job of an admin to deal with bulk data operation. Okay, so bulk data operation, what is that? Bulk data operation is basically, when you have to insert, update, delete multiple data in one time. Okay, so if you remember the hierarchy relationship, I gave one example, right? The school, the group school, the parent data and everything. So in that project now, every day what was happening, the sales guys was gathering the data in an Excel or CSV and giving it to us, the Salesforce team. And there was like more than, I think 500, 550 data every day that was getting inserted inside Salesforce account object. Now the question is, how can you deal with this bulk data? How can you load this? Um, how can you load this 500 or 5,000 or 5 millions of data in one shot in the Salesforce object, Salesforce database? Okay. So let's understand what kind of operation we do through this bulk operation. Okay. So first thing is insert. Insert means you have in an Excel, you have multiple data. Okay. And you have to insert the data. It's a brand new data. Suppose there a new customer. The customers is there. Customer data is there in the Excel. You have to insert the customer data inside Salesforce. How many customers? 500 customers. It's a brand new data. Then come update. Update means suppose the customer data is already there in Salesforce, but you have to update the address, you have to update the phone number, and that's in bulk. So the updated phone number is there in the Excel file. You have to load it. That operation is called update operation. Then comes delete. Delete, we don't do much, but we have to archive. Sometimes what happen, the Salesforce database is limited. Okay, so business might ask you that, um, 3 years old customer which is inactive, please delete their data. Or all the dead leads means people who have not paid money and they're in the lead object, delete their data and store it somewhere, store it in other database, but free up the space. So there we need to delete. And you guys know, right, when you delete something, it goes to where it goes when they delete the data.
Recycle.
Recycle bin.
Recycle bin.
For how many days?
15.
15 days.
15. So when you delete some data, it goes to the recycle bin for 15 days. That's why we have another operation called purge or hard delete. PURG, correct, right? Purge, or that's called hard delete. This means this data will be deleted permanently, no recycle bin. And then finally, there is one more operation called upsert. Okay, upsert. What is it? Upsert. Upsert means basically insert and update together in one operation only. Suppose you have some new data and also you have some old data in an Excel file and you want to do the upsert operation, meaning the new data will be inserted, the old data will be updated. Then this operation is called upsert operations. Okay, so these are the operations that we do, and the most important operation is export. Okay, export means sometime what happened. See, Salesforce license is costly. Yesterday we saw this, right? And not necessary that every user will have Salesforce license. So what happened? Sometimes the business said that, hey, admin, can you export the data from Salesforce and give me an email? So export operation means exporting the data from Salesforce to your CSV or Excel file, and then you can email it to somebody. That is called export. All right. So these are the operation that comes when it comes to a bulk data, right? So to do this
Can we,
operation, hmm,
Rajesh, can we also do any imports, or is it only through
import
insert
means
or update?
insert. See, actually, import means insert, update, and upsert. All these three operation is called import. No, you're importing the data. But what exactly you're doing, you're either inserting or updating or upserting. That is called import.
Okay.
Okay. So there are a couple of tools available which will help you to do these operations. Okay, like import wizard, data loader, dataloader.io, workbench. I mean, these four I know. There could be many other which I am not aware. There are many tools available, okay, to do these operations. Even if you go to the marketplace app exchange, you'll find multiple apps which will help you to do these operations. So it doesn't matter which tool you are using. Basically, nobody will ask you as an admin that, hey, use this tool, use that tool. Whatever tool you are comfortable, you have to use it. So I prefer to use this tool called Workbench. Very easy to use. No need to download anything. No need to. You just need to have an internet connection, and that's it. And the volume is also high. 5 millions of data. I think you can you can transact in one shot. And in import wizard, the error message, like for this validation rule, suppose few data has not been inserted or updated, so you get a clear error message that gives you a clear idea. Okay, I got this problem because of this thing. So whatever tool you want, you can use. Today I'm going to show you this tool called Workbench.
So they are all like third-party tool. They are not provided by Salesforce.
Workbench is third party. Dataloader.io is actually a paid tool. Okay, this is also third party. This is provided by Salesforce. This is provided by Salesforce.
Okay, so we
Okay.
have to buy them separately, just like
No, no,
license.
nobody will buy it, right? Workbench is free, but
The other
dataloader.io,
ones which Salesforce provides.
dataloader.io, these are Salesforce provided free. No, it comes with Salesforce license.
Okay.
So if you go here and search import wizard, you'll see data import wizard. Okay, and the reason I never use data import wizard because there are limitations. Okay, it cannot do so many things in data. So this is what your data import wizard inside Salesforce. If you launch the wizard, see, I mean, but the thing is, you might get in certification, you will never get question from Workbench or dataloader.io because this is third party. You will get question from this too. Okay. The limitation with import wizard that provided by Salesforce is it can deal with only these objects: account, contact, lead, solution, campaign member, and custom object. Clear? If you have to insert data in opportunity, import wizard will not help you. That's the first limitations. Second limitation is you can do only these operation. Insert, like add new record, that is called insert, right? Update existing record, that is update. And upsert, add new and update. Only this operation. What about delete, hard delete? You cannot do through import wizard. The third limitation is you can do only 50,000 record at a time. So if you have 200,000 record that you have to update, then you have to divide that Excel into 50,000, like I mean 4 different Excel, and you have to transact 4 times. These are the limitations, but it is easy to use. Just select whatever object you want to update, select the operation, and drag and drop your CSV file. Next, done. Okay. So import wizard has this problem, but the other tool that Salesforce provide, what is that other tool that Salesforce provide?
Data loader.
The data loader. Let me show you an image. Okay, but the problem with the data loader is very complex to use. Okay, if you have to if you want to use data loader, you have to go to setup, look for data loader. It's not an online tool. Okay, you see data loader here. You have to download that to what is that software? You have to download that software. It's not an online one. You have to download this for Mac or Windows, whatever you're using, and installing of the software is little tricky. Okay, it's not that next. You have to use command prompt. So I don't prefer to use because this is little bit complex to download and install it. But data loader overcome all the limitations. If I show you, this is how the data loader looks like, guys. This data loader can actually do almost all the operations. Okay. If I have this picture, yep, this one. It can do all the operations. It can do insert, update, upsert, delete, hard delete, export, and export all as well. Export all means it will not only export from the object, but also from the recycle bin. If you have something, it will be exported. Right? So data loader almost overcome all the problem, but the only thing is it's downloading and installing is a challenging thing. Okay. That's why we use a tool called Workbench. Workbench, if you search Workbench in Salesforce, you will get this workbench.developerforce.com. Click on this, select I agree. Guys, before you log into Workbench, you have to log into your Salesforce org. Sometime you log into an application with Gmail, right? Same thing. You have to log in Workbench with your Salesforce credential. Do you see login with Salesforce? So Workbench doesn't require username and password. You have to log into Workbench through Salesforce. So you first have to log into Salesforce org and then log in with Salesforce. See, I logged in as, I think, Nitu, right? I logged in here as Nitu Patel. So if I click here, see, it is asking me to log in as Nitu here. If I click on allow, my workbench is now logged in as Nitu. Okay. So my workbench is now synced with the Salesforce org. And now if you go to data, we have all these operations that we have discussed. Insert, update, upsert, delete, undelete. Undelete is also an operation which I missed to say. So undelete is basically, if there are a lot of data in recycle bin and you want to get them back, not by one checking, right? Then you can select undelete. Is there anything missing from this list that we discussed? Any operation missing from this list?
No,
No, no. One operation is missing.
just undelete.
Export.
Export.
Export you said, no?
Yes. So this is very interesting. Okay, how you export the data. I mean, this is what we are going to learn a little more detail in the development part. But so, guys, sales workbench has a process called SOQL query. Okay, what is SOQL query? SOQL means Salesforce Object Query Language. Okay, like SQL select ID name from employee table. Like that, you can also write a query in Salesforce Object. Okay, like select amount and whatever field you have in opportunity. From opportunity, select amount, account name, close date. Okay, from opportunity, and this will give your data. So you can write a query and that will give you a data. Cool, no? How? And that is also very simple to, you don't have to know how to write a query. You don't have to come from a database background for this. Okay, just click on SOQL query. Workbench yes, Workbench will help you to build the query by itself. You don't have to type it. What is query? Right? Query means you can write some query which will help you to fetch the data from the backend database. Select the object first. Opportunity. So when you select the object, no, it gives you all the fields of opportunity here. Select the field. Press Control button. Let's say I'm selecting amount. See, it is automatically writing the query for me. Select amount from opportunity. Press Control and select close date. And what else we have? ID. Where is stage? MNOPQRS. Stage name. Is there any mandatory field apart from this in opportunity? Amount, close date, ID, stage name, and name. Name. Cool. See, the moment I selected all these fields, no, it is automatically writing this query for me. Pretty cool. And now if I click on this query, it will generate the result for me. See, I have total 31 records, and every records amount, close date, ID. Where is this ID coming from? Where can I find this ID?
On the
In the
URL.
address bar.
On the
Salesforce
URL.
URL,
Correct.
yeah.
This is the ID. Okay. Now, if I create a new opportunity, let me create a new opportunity. Testing workbench. And amount, can I give 200? Yes, I can give 200. Close date. What is stage? Stage is prospecting. Okay. And save. So guys, one more new opportunity I have inserted. Okay. If I click on query, say I had 31 record. If I click on query, I will have now 32 records. And do you see testing opportunity? This is the one I just now created with amount 200, correct? From workbench, you can directly go to this data. Do you see this? Looks small. See, if you hover over in the ID, you can update, delete right from Salesforce. Purge. And you can also view in Salesforce, right? If you hover over. Everybody, can you see my screen and confirm this? You are able to understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the good thing in Workbench, okay? Because and that you don't get it in other tools. So if you hover over in the ID, you can directly go to Salesforce and view in Salesforce. See, this is the record I just now created. Right? Testing Workbench. Yep. All right. So this is how you write an SQL query. And the reason I showed you this SQL query is because this query result that you see, I can have 30,000 record also, okay? This will give you 30,000 result. So this query result, you can actually download. I mean, you can actually export it in a CSV file. How? You have to click on this bulk CSV. Right now it is there. You have selected as list. That's why all this data is coming in list. If you select bulk CSV and then click on query, same 32 records, see, you can download. How many records? 32 records. If you click on this, you will be able to download it. So this is my CSV file which I have downloaded, okay? Is this clear? Any question? Mm-hmm. So I don't have Excel, okay, in my laptop. So I'm just trying to open this downloaded data in Google Sheet, okay? Guys, this is the data which I just now queried in my in my Workbench and is showing in my Excel file. So now do you understand how to export the data? Is this clear to everyone? Hmm?
Yeah.
Right, so you're exporting the data. Export can be done. So total, how I have how many record? 32 records. 32 records I have. First one is this one, right? Cool. So this is how Workbench can help you to export. I mean, next class we will learn report. Report can also do the same export operation. Even that is more easier. You don't have to write query and all. Report is just drag and drop. You can export it. But through Workbench, this is how we do it. Okay. Okay, let's do an operation. Okay, what I'll do is I will quickly change this amount to 85. What's going to happen, guys, if I change the amount to 85 and update this data back? Huh?
You'll get
It will
another
show 31.
validation rules
An
error.
error. Yeah, let's
Error.
do this. Okay. I'm going to, what is the name? Data load July 23 batch. Yes, I've given some name. Download this. Remember, Salesforce don't understand Excel. Okay, you have to download the CSV comma separated values only. Huh? I downloaded this. Now, what operation I have to do here? Hmm? Insert, update, delete. What operation I have to do here?
Update.
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 Your
Update.
update. Yeah, correct. Choose from file. Choose the object called opportunity, and then choose the file. What is the file? Yeah, data load. This one, right? Data
Yeah.
load July 23 batch. Open this and click on next. Guys, in this next page, there is something called mapping. You know what is mapping? Guys, mapping means, do you see red color fields? Red color fields are mandatory. Hmm? And do you see right hand side in the CSV file? It is mapped, already mapped, ID with ID, amount with amount. Why? Because left hand side, these are the opportunity field. Hmm? The field name is close not space date. And in the Excel file also, what is the field name? Close not space date. So now Workbench is able to map it automatically. What if you put that close date underscore Rajesh? Now, so workbench will be confused. What is this field underscore Rajesh? There is no field in opportunity called close date underscore Rajesh, right? That is where you have to do the mapping manually. You have to tell workbench that, hey, close date in opportunity field in sales in CSV file, it is close date underscore Rajesh. Are you getting me? What is called mapping?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Tebo, everybody? Mapping means if there is some column name which is different than the field name, like stage name, that is the field name. So no problem. If you put my stage name, there is no field called my stage name in opportunity. Then you have to do this mapping manually. Right now, everything is mapped automatically because the names are same. All right. Once you're done with the mapping, click on map fields. Once you're done, these are the fields that you have in CSV file, and these are the fields you have in Salesforce, left hand side. Confirm update. See this, guys. 31 record got updated, one error. What is that error? This is the result, and this is the status field custom validation rule. Don't you understand by this what is the problem? Why you're getting this error? It gives a clear idea, right? That you have a custom validation rule which is giving you this error called amount cannot be less than this. So how can you fix it? You have to go to opportunity, go and check the validation rule and find where is that validation rule and try to read. And then you'll understand, okay, I have to give the amount greater than 100. Now, if I put, let's say, 600, I'm giving, it was 200 before. Let me download the version 1 v1. Now, I updated the amount to 600. Let me do the same operation. Go to data, select update, choose opportunity, from file, choose the file, version 1, open the file, click on next. See guys, check this out. Right now, guys, where is close date? Because in my CSV file, I gave close date underscore Rajesh. Now workbench don't understand what is close date underscore Rajesh. So you have to do this manually, okay? Tell workbench close date means close date underscore Rajesh. This is what mapping is. Map the field, confirm update. Again, if you get some problem, you'll get the error message here. Now 0 errors. That means my record has been updated with 600. So if I open this data, guys, my amount was 200. If I refresh this page, what will be the amount?
600.
600. Okay. So this is how you do the operations in Workbench. Any question? Hmm? Sanjay, any question?
No.
All good. Okay. If you don't have any question, let me ask you a question. And if you understood things properly, you can answer this question. Okay, guys. I'm trying to do an insert operation. I am trying to do an insert operation, choosing the same file, version 1, and trying to insert. What do you think? Insert will happen or not? Close date is close date underscore Rajesh. Map the field. Guys, there are 32 records in my CSV file. If I click on confirm insert, insert will happen or not?
We might get a message that it already exists. You want to replace it.
There were 32 record success. Okay, there were 32 record success. Oh, sorry. And now if I go and select query list, guys, if I query, I have now 64 records. So what does it mean? The data which I tried to insert got inserted. Okay. Let me tell you a couple of points. Okay. See, when you try to update, you have to make sure you provide the ID in the Excel file. What you're trying to do, you're trying to update. Which record you're trying to update? Some data which you're trying to update. How Workbench will get to know which record you're updating? Suppose there are 1 trillions of record in opportunity and you want to update some 32 records. How can you update this? How Workbench will go and update only those 32 record out of this 1 trillion records? Based on the ID that you have provided here. So when you are updating, these IDs are important. When you're deleting, these IDs are also important, guys. Let's do a delete operation and let me show you how delete works. So I'm selecting delete. When you're deleting, you have to choose the file and the file should have ID only. So what will happen? Let's choose the file. Okay. Next. Map field. You can select here permanently hard delete or you want to keep it in recycle bin, confirm delete. You see 32 records got deleted, guys. Are you getting me what's happening here? When you are doing the delete operation, please listen to this carefully. When you are doing the delete operation, you only need the ID. You have given the ID over here and you told Salesforce that delete all the record which has this ID. And now this record has been deleted. How can I find the record which is deleted? If I go back to my recycle bin, REC, you see the record that has been deleted is here. You see all the opportunity data, 32 records. And if I go and try to query now, how many records will be there? I have only 32 records. I had 64 records, right? What happened? Rest 32 records got deleted. Are you getting me?
But Rajesh, where did you, but you're not using the ID, right? Where are you using the ID?
Why?
Because, so when you delete it, right? When you're deleting it, you are choosing the, yeah. So when you're deleting it, you're not specifying a specific.
We are not specifying what?
The ID, like you're saying.
I think she mean the ID it's double now, right?
See, when you are deleting, see, delete and update, these are two operations where you just have to tell Workbench which data you want to delete, which data you want to update. For
Yeah.
that, the ID is important.
Okay.
If you are deleting the data, you are just telling that, hey, I have 32 IDs in my CSV file. Go and find it out. You map the ID with ID and then map fields.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Thank you.
See, this time I got error. Why? 32 records got error. Why?
Actually, my question is when you did insert,
Mm-hmm.
you insert same file twice, which
So
is the ID became double.
ID became double, correct.
So when you choose to that ID to get deleted, it's showing like how the system find just single ID. I think it should
Let
be
me
delete the 64.
answer this, guys. ID should be unique every time. So Let's understand this, how it happened. It is opportunity. Please remember this, whenever a record gets inserted, this ID you are seeing, no, it should be unique ID. There there will be no record with same ID. I mean, what I'm saying, there will be no duplicate records, no two records with same ID. Getting me right? The moment I inserted the 32 records again with my same ID defined in this Excel, what happened? Salesforce ignored this ID. Huh? It just inserted this 32 record, and Salesforce created the unique ID again for this new 32 records. Everybody getting me? This, you cannot feed in this ID when you're inserting. Ideally, Salesforce should reject it because you are providing ID when you're inserting it. Salesforce should create the ID. You cannot create it. Make sense? So what happened here, when you try to insert this 32 record with this ID field, Salesforce ignored this ID and it created this 32 record, and Salesforce generated the unique ID again for those 32 duplicate record. Make sense?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
where you find the generate IDs, so you give it to the system to delete it, because I see it, you copied from here, right?
Yeah.
That
So
is
if
like
you,
in where condition, like in the query, we are not giving the
yeah,
where
correct. You
condition
have,
for ID equal to. So
now to find those ID which you just now inserted, you have to write the query again. Maybe you can put like select ID name, this from opportunity where something is equal to something. You getting me right? So you have to find those data which you're trying to delete by writing the query and putting the where. By the way, where clause also you can put just like this, where let's say amount less than 100. It automatically gives you this. Now it will show you the data. There is no record where amount is less than 100.
It's
What else? What else? So everyone, for your admin job, you have to be comfortable only with Workbench. That's more than enough. But in case if you want to learn Salesforce import wizard, data loader, dataloader.io, I have created separate in detail video for each operation of these three software in a study material. If you want, I can share with you. But for you to go ahead with a project and an interview, learning this Workbench is more than enough. All right, any questions so far? Workbench. Guys, all these thing that we discussed today, I'm going to send you this, like, see, import, update, delete, purge, all these operation I've explained here in the um in the videos. Okay, so we have to go watch this video, do a round of implementation, you are done. Cool. Any questions so far?
Rajesh, how can we avoid the duplicacy of the data? I mean, the redundancy. Say, for example, we only had one, uh, where the amount was even below 100. Is it like, we can't just upload only that amount again? And is it like we have to upload the file,
Mm.
like even
Yeah.
though there are 100 like 100 lines of the data, like we have to upload all again, or we can just do it just for that particular.
So Salesforce offers a feature called duplicate rule. Standard, okay? You can define a duplicate rule. You can say that if the opportunity name is same, mark it as duplicate. So you can define the matching rule. Matching rule is basically where you are saying, hey, if the amount is matched, mark it as duplicate. If the name is matched, mark it as duplicate. If the phone number, whatever it is your requirement. So you have to create a matching rule, and you can create a duplicate rule. So duplicate rule you can create for, by the way, opportunity, you cannot create a duplicate rule, I think. Can you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the limitations, okay? You cannot create duplicate rule for every object. Lead, contact, account. For opportunity, you cannot create with this, okay? This is where the development comes in the picture, okay? Things that cannot be done through standard configurations, you have to do it through Apex. So this duplicate rule is just 5 to 7 lines of code you have to write in Apex to get the duplicate check for opportunity. But apart from opportunity, right, all the other major object, account, lead, contact, you can write it, you can define a duplicate rule, and this will check the duplicate, and duplicate rule will fire, and it will not entertain the duplicate data. Duplicate rule has a very interesting feature. Is it showing here? I think it shows in lead. You see, we found no potential duplicate on this because there is a duplicate rule defined here. You see, lead duplicate rule, guys. Huh? There's a duplicate rule already assigned, defined here. That's why it is there. You are seeing this called. We found no potential duplicate for this lead. So if there's a duplicate data, it will show you over here. So this is all standard, but only for lead, account, contact, and for custom object. All right. Yes. So guys, if you want to uh, this duplicate rule, I created like little lengthy video here. In case if you want to experience the duplicate rule by yourself, give this a try. Sounds good. All right. Please do this workbench thing for, before you join the next class, and send me a screenshot, please. Okay. Any question before you drop? No.
Yeah, I had questions regarding the users.
Tell
So
me.
since we have like limited license, we can have only 2 Salesforce users.
Ah.
So if I create any other type of user with different license,
Hmm.
uh, I'm not able to get all same features like I created. Yeah, you can check the users.
Yes. So the license actually depends, okay? Because license cost is different, right? So if you choose
Oh.
some different license, you will not get all this feature in the profile.
Yeah, so which one should I select if I want the same feature?
Salesforce only.
So,
In your
but we won't
project, all
approve.
these other license you'll not use. Only Salesforce license you'll use.
So if I want to test some hierarchy or other things, we'll have only 2 users. We
Yeah.
cannot have.
This is free org, no? If
Yeah.
Salesforce provide you 5 users, no, then people will use this free developer org for the business purpose. We have
Mm-hmm.
not paid anything for this developer edition, right?
Okay.
So Rajesh, if we have to do like create another profile on the one that the profile that we made, the user that we made like a tester, we can't do anything else, right? We have to do it here on the
No,
one that's under your name.
no, only two. By the way, two user is sufficient for you to go and test anything. One testing user and one you is sufficient to test anything, no? So you will be doing something, testing user will be testing it. That's why Salesforce has given two license so that you can test something by yourself also by logging it in another browser.
Okay. System administrator will always be able to
See
access
and do
everything.
everything. Correct. You cannot test it with system admin, by the way. I've mentioned this in the video also multiple times. You have to test it always with the other user. System user, system admin has power to do everything, no? How
Yeah.
can you test it?
Yeah. So we should have two different users with Salesforce license apart from system administrator.
No,
Right.
system admin. Let's say you're testing what? What you're testing? What you want to test? Tell me.
So I wanted to test the hierarchy. If one person
Hierarchy.
makes some,
Okay.
yeah,
So in the hierarchy, let's say there are two hierarchy. Okay, BD and district
I've
manager.
already created. Yeah, one
So
is
in BD, you put Nitu. Okay, you put the system admin in the BD, and here you put the testing user,
yes,
and
that
see whether the data owned by this system admin is it visible and editable by the testing user. You cannot put system admin in DM and check as system admin. System admin can do edit everybody's data. So create the data, own the data as system admin, and test it as testing user. Make
yes,
sense?
yeah,
Yeah. So
and
you don't need third user. Two user is sufficient.
yeah, and I was also trying to do auto sharing. So
Ah,
in that, I created like two different teams, Team India and Team US.
yeah.
If any record is added in Team India, like if the owner is somebody from India, so
Mhm.
the Team India should able to see it. If the owner
Right.
is somebody from US, the Team
Correct.
US should able to see it.
Right.
So
That's
here
correct.
I was trying to use three different testers, like Jack, Angel, and then testing user. But yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that is the limitations. Okay.
yeah okay. Yeah, we have to make scenarios where only two users are
Right.
in the
Or
picture.
else you same testing user you have to put as Jack, you have to put as Jill, and then you have to test it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
license, yeah. So which license should be only Salesforce? That's what you are
Only
saying.
Salesforce, yeah.
Okay. And one more thing was in the lead object, there was one type field when we were.
That type field actually is not coming because it's a custom field. Okay.
So how can we create a custom field in a standard object? Can we do that? Because lead is a standard object, right? And we have a custom field type in that. So is it possible to do?
Yeah.
Yes, I added it. It worked for me.
It's a nursery question, by the way. Huh? Can we create a custom field in standard object? It's a nursery question. You guys are doing PhD now.
Okay.
See,
I-
you are there in lead object in fields relationship. You can create new field. Correct. Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
created the type field, by the way? TYP is not there. So create the type field. Click on
Yeah.
new. Type field should be what? Pick list, right? What was the value of type?
Business.
Business and
Personal.
personal. Yeah.
Okay, TYPE BUSINSS and PERSINL. This is how you guys
Yeah.
create
Sorry.
field standard object.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Now type field is there. Yeah. And now if you go and try to search in your sharing rule, it will come now. I think everybody got stuck here because my editor actually I was only doing this editing when I created this video and I missed this part. Okay. Now if you go here, type will come. TYP is coming.
Yes.
Cool. What else?
Okay. Yeah. Those were my questions. Thank you, Rajesh.
Awesome. All good, everyone. Sandeep.
Yes.
All good. Thank you.
Okay.
Just a quick question.
Hmm.
What the difference between the validation rules
Uh-huh.
and the criteria in the Salesforce? So is something different or something is
What is
same?
criteria?
Criteria we find it in the sharing settings. Um,
Validation rule and sharing setting both are different. What is the question? I didn't get it.
like some yeah, in some places it's showing like what the criteria, which is it's
The
something close
owner,
to
yeah,
validation rules. The validation rules, it's you have a specific things you have to add it, so the field is not gonna accept or gonna accept
Ah,
the some but the criteria it's doing same thing. So if there is
okay.
something
So that
different
is a,
between them.
so criteria is this is criteria only, right? There's nowhere mentioned criteria, but this is criteria means what? Criteria
I
means
think
what?
she's talking about the sharing rules that we did,
Uh,
the
Auto
she,
sharing.
auto
The
sharing rules.
criteria it's something like you put some rules or you put some instruction
right.
to build something or
I think she's asking about criteria is where we set up in the field in relationship, and then there's a field and we say that this particular
It's like a
field should be of a
Yeah,
condition.
different
this is what
criteria.
she's saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a condition.
based on criteria, this is one of them,
right.
and it's showing in other field. The last one you talk about it, it's
Hmm.
showing criteria too.
Hmm.
So it's something like a validation rules or
Okay. I'm still confused bit actually to answer your question.
no problem. It's I will try to find out too.
Hmm.
Thank
No, you don't
you.
have to find out the answer. Answer I'll give you. Only thing is you find the correct question. Okay, throw me the correct questions, then I'll give you the answer. Right? See the if so, criteria is basically whatever criteria it should match to fire that thing. Right? For the validation rule, the criteria was amount cannot be less than 100. That was the criteria. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So in sharing rule, the criteria is city is equal to Bangalore or New York. Criteria is criteria. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
think
you
she
form
meant
this
like
question and
city.
see them again. Hmm.
Rajesh, I think she means that city cannot be a number, right? A city can be an alphabet, so that's a criteria. But validation rule, I think, Hind, validation is where you're saying number cannot exceed, uh, more than it should be less than 100. So that's validation rule.
Both are in this case criteria only. Okay. So see, if to run anything in Salesforce, it should match one criteria. Something should is equal to something. If that matches, then sharing rule will fire, validation rule will fire. Tomorrow we'll learn something called flow will fire, workflow will. So to run anything in Salesforce, Salesforce is a software, no, it's a system. To run that thing, it should match the criteria. Okay.
Mm. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Guys, one thing I requested you guys to give me a feedback, right? So if it would be helpful if you guys provide me that video feedback. My marketing team was following me up on this. Okay, I think I've given you a link also. If you guys are not comfortable with video, you can give here. There's a link I've given, I think. But if you can give me a video feedback, that will be really helpful. Who is going to give it? Just give me a name. It's fine if you don't want to give that. It would be great if you can give. Who is going to give me?
I'll do
I
it.
can give you Aza.
Aza, Nitu,
Yeah.
and anyone else is interested?
Is video important, or we can just write up?
Actually, you can write up also. But what we are planning now, this is our. I created one site. Okay, so I thought in this site, if we can give some testimonials, right? Like here, like these people have written like in my LinkedIn profile. I just wanted to post this video over here.
Okay.
with your permissions, right? So yeah, so my marketing team is saying that if I video would be working better than write up actually. Yeah. Okay, so I got Nitu. Who else you said can you help me? Hind, you said
Aza.
Azra. Who else? Who else can help me with this video feedback? Okay, only two. Okay, fine, no problem. But others can, if you can give me a write up now, that would be helpful. I'll share. I'll get the link again from my team and share with you. Just go to the link. It's a Google link, and you can provide your feedback there. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Please practice the
Thank you.
workbench thing. Okay, I'll update the materials in the Google Drive also. Thank you. Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank you.